we're going to go back to simplicity. What do we really need to do? Let's just go back to the basics. Because sometimes when everything gets too convoluted and complex, we need to just distill it in maybe 3 steps, and that's what Lewin did. Step number 1. You can write this down in your little boxes. I've given you 3 boxes this time, haven't I think? You've got the same printout as me. So step number 1 is, without Googling it, you really haven't done it before, have you? No? Unfreeze. 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 I'll explain what, I was going to give you all 3 in one go, but I think since you haven't done it before, let's just look at what we mean by unfreezing. By unfreezing, we mean to unlock everything that needs to be unlocked in the here and now. If we are assessing the whole of the department, let's agree to unlock everything, which means that we are open to change in every single area within the department, all systems and all processes. So what Lewin is saying here is to unlock, unfreeze everything. Because if you've got a system or a process or policy, protocol, regulations, or whatever it is that's locked, it means it's what? Locked and non-negotiable. Those are the terms. That's our policy. That's our culture. That's our values. Those are our principles. That's the way that we do things around here. It's locked. It's non-negotiable. So he's saying, just unlock it and allow yourself to be flexible enough to consider alternatives to what you've been doing for the last 10 years. Yeah? In particular processes, these dynamic things that we've been talking about. Okay, but you do not unfreeze until you first of all communicated the plan to the team. Why is that? And the plan is what we did this morning. Don't unfreeze anything, don't change anything just yet until we are all agreed on the plan. If we're agreed on it, it becomes less hypothetical and more actual now, correct? Okay, but before then it's all part of the brainstorm. These are just some ideas, okay? We might be in disagreement with some of the things that need to be changed and some of the resources that we need and where we're gonna get them from. But when you finally reached agreement through your brilliant negotiation skills, you found common ground, yeah, you've reached agreement, you get to the end of the negotiation and you say, right, everyone shakes a hand and you say, right, this is the change that we're absolutely gonna make. Now we've got to communicate it to the team, right? Yes? Yeah? Everyone now needs to know, all the relevant stakeholders. But you don't unfreeze until you have had that conversation with the team. Otherwise people are going to go, why is everything unlocked? You need to get people on board, and in particular, this is when we now, I won't bother writing it down, you can write it down. This is where we now need to get buy-in from the team, and certainly that is something that we're going to be talking about after lunch. And who mentioned resistance? Or a few people did this morning when it came to change, okay? And as I said before, I've identified over the years that there are actually 5 difficult dispositions that we have to deal with as change managers, not just resistance. I wonder what those are. We'll talk about those later. Number 2 is, have a guess. It really is that simple. You'll kick yourself, get ready.
Start moving.
Something like that, yeah, change. Oh, that's ridiculously simple. Unfreeze, now you make the changes. You can't change everything in a system unless you first unfrozen everything. Unlock everything, then make the changes in accordance with what you've agreed in the planning process. Okay? So this is major and minor changes. So this might be your, remind us what they are, the 3 types of change. You got developmental, transition, very good, enough. Okay, we know you know. Very good, Brock. Okay, someone else? Transformational. Did you say that? Is that what you said? Transformative. Okay, transformational change. Okay. So this is what happens in step number 2. And you are really doing the out with the old, in within you, okay? You're making All of the upgrades if it's developmental. But by the way, the out with the old, in with the new is what type of change? Okay, and when you change everything on a major scale, it is transformational. Okay, so this is where you are now making the change. So this is installing the new systems, the new processes. What else? But those are the two main things that we talked about earlier, really. Okay, the two major things that encompass every type of change: systems and process. Yeah? You're making all those changes. You're empowering action. You're encouraging people to keep going. You are sustaining the change by continual and never-ending communication about the benefits of that change. Again, we'll talk more about that later on. In step number 2. But then, after you've done that, you have to then what's next? Think about ice cubes. You change it. Yeah.
Is now.
Refreeze, okay? Unfreeze, change, refreeze. With or without a hyphen. It's up to you. Okay, all right. So this is where you are now relocking all of those systems and processes that you've previously unlocked and changed. Why would you now need to lock them? And what do you mean by lock them and refreeze them? What on earth does that mean? You're refreezing them? Let me just ask you then, the why question. Why do you have to refreeze? You've made the changes. Are we happy with the changes? Yes. Oh, no, somebody says. There's a few little tweaks that we need to make here. Make the tweaks, fine. Can we refreeze now? Yes, we can. Now we're ready to refreeze. What do we mean by refreeze? So it's that again. Back to where we were before, which is non-negotiable. We've now agreed on the way that we must proceed moving forward. All the systems, all the processes, all the protocol, all the policies, all the regulation, all the red tape, I'm exhausted of you, has now frozen because we have what? Decided on the new change unanimously. So we refreeze, and that's the direction we're going.